A few weeks later, I was standing in my kitchen, fully dressed in my pajamas, beer in hand, not realizing whether it was too early for beer or too late for the pajamas. When I was just 25 years old, I had the opportunity to be a spokesperson for adopted children, like myself. And it was at that time that I realized that my life's purpose is to use my voice to share a message that lights the way for others. Now, in yoga, which I spend a lot of my time in the yoga world, we call this life's purpose our dharma. Our dharma is the reason that we're here. It's what lights us up and makes things happen easily for us. So since that time, I have spoken hundreds of times to organizations like the American College of Sports Medicine and the American Heart Association on the importance of health and wellness. Yes, those things are important. But for me to truly share a message that comes from my own deepest truth and a message that has the capacity to change other people's lives, I would have to experience my own personal tragedy. In October of 2010, while my oldest son Brandon was home on leave from the Army, he passed away unexpectedly. And in the months that followed, I became a shadow of my previous self, unrecognizable to myself. I became really bitter. I was very angry, and obviously grieving the loss of my son. But I think the message that was most profound to me was that I felt like life was so unfair and that life was out to get me, that I had this big chip on my shoulder because of it. Because you see, when I was 16, I lost my dad after a long battle with cancer. So I felt justified in my feeling that life isn't fair and that life was out to get me. But before my dad died, he shared with me a message that I have used throughout my life, and that is the importance of being a lifelong learner. So about a year after Brandon died, and I was done standing in my kitchen in my pajamas, drinking beer in the middle of the day. Because as it turns out, that wasn't helping anything. So I took my knowledge as an exercise physiologist, which is a little bit mad scientist. I like research. I like the theory. I want to know why things happen. And I combined that with my woo-woo princess yogi self, and I looked at concepts like gratitude and resilience and abundance. Because I wanted to know, what does it really take to create a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and resilient? So I took those concepts and I put them under the microscope and I looked at them. And do you know what I figured out? I figured out that life is not out to get me, but life is out to grow me. And it's out to grow you too. So what I learned was that all of our ups and downs, all the good and bad experiences that we have, those are meant for us to create meaning to them, to find the meaning within those experiences. And as a result, we live radiant, abundant lives, and we become the most radiant, amazing, incredible version of who we were always meant to be.